Hi, hi students. Today we are discussing the last design pattern in third unit second part, that is proxy design pattern. What is the main intent in the sense? What does the short statement that tells you to describe you? What is the main intention of proxy design pattern? Let us describe what is the main intent of proxy design pattern: to provide a surrogate or placeholder for another object to control access to it. What this meaning in the sense? Proxy provides a surrogate. Surrogate in the sense acts on behalf of others, or we can say it's a placeholder for we want to place another object to we are controlling and accessing to it. So here the proxy means exactly in place of, or we can say representing, or we can say on behalf of. Here the proxy is nothing here. The proxy is the object. It's a object. This proxy comes under the category of object structural design pattern. Okay, the proxy is the object that is being called by the client. That is being called by the client to access the real object behind the scene. To access the real object behind the scene. In proxy design pattern, a class represents functionality of another class. A class Here in proxy design pattern, a class represents functionality of another class. Okay, here it is also known as surrogate, or we can call it as placeholder. Coming to the motivation section of proxy design pattern, here one of the main reason behind of that for controlling access to an object is to defer the full cost of its creational objects and initialization purpose until we actually need to use it. In the sense, let us consider a document editor that can embedded with graphical objects in a document structure. So some of the graphical objects like larger images, it can be very expensive or cost. We want to create it, we want to build it, but we are opening a document, it should be fast. So we should avoid creating all the expensive objectives at once. So whenever the document structure is opened, this is not necessarily any way, because not of all these objects it will be visible in the document structure at the same time. So we can learn about here some of the example. These based on these conditions, it would suggest creating each expensive object on demand. Here what is the problem here in the sense, which in this case occur when an image becomes very visible, but what do we put in the document structure in place of that particular image, and how can we hide the fact behind of that fact that the image is created on demand. Image is created on the demand, so that we don't complicate the editor's implementation. So in this optimization, it could not impact the rendering and formatting code. For example, here look at this diagram, object structure diagram. The solution is to use another object, an image proxy here, that acts as a stand-in for the real image. Okay, here look at this diagram. This is the real image. The proxy acts just like the image. The proxy just acts like the image and take care of instantiating it when it's required. In memory itself, a text document, that image will be assigned to an image proxy, that file name is related to the on disk an image data, whatever it may be data. Here the explanation of this content, here look at this diagram. Image proxy, here look at this image proxy, it creates the real image only. When the document editor asks it to display itself only. So here the following class diagram illustrates this example. For example, if you have to take some graphic, it's an abstract class which would present the document structure in the all these or graphical objects present in the document structure, and we are taking some document editor. We are accessing embedded images through the interface. Intermediary act as an interface. It defined by the abstract graphic class. So the image proxy here, it's a class for images that are created on demand. So here we need to maintain the file name as a reference to the image on disk. The file name is passed as an argument to the image proxy constructor. So it stores the bounding box of the image and a reference to the real image instance. So this reference won't be valid until the proxy instantiated the real image. Okay, here coming to the draw operations here in this class diagram. It makes sure that the image is instantiated before we are forwarding its the request, and take some get extent. In the sense we need to get it forward the request to the image only if it is instantiated. Otherwise the image proxy returns the extent to stores it. Okay, here the diagram explains you the class diagram explains that illustrates to you. Look at this diagram. Already I said you the following class diagram illustration this example in more detail. Here document editor is there. The document editor accesses embedded images through the interface defined by the abstract graphic class. In graphic class we have to perform some operations: draw function, get extent, store, load function. These class extended the subclasses like image proxy. Okay, in that image class we have some operations, some methods, and image proxy also is a class for images that are created on demand. Image proxy maintains the file name as a reference to the image on the disk. So the file name is passed as an argument to the image proxy constructor. So it stores the bounding box of the image and a reference to the real image instance. So this reference won't be valid until the proxy instantiated the real image. Here the draw operation makes sure that the image is instantiated before forwarding it to the request. Here we need to return if image is will be assigned to 0, image is assigned to be load image file name, and likewise if we have to return if image is assigned to be is equal to 0, it return extent, else otherwise return image get extent. Image proxy returns the extent it stores whatever it may be. And coming to the applicability of proxy design pattern. Applicability in the sense when we are using this applicability, when we are applying this applicability to the proxy design pattern. Proxy is very applicable whenever there is a need for a more versatile, or we can say sophisticated reference to an particular object than a simple pointer. Okay, so here are several common situations in which the proxy design pattern it is applicable. So the first one here is a remote proxy. A remote proxy provides a local representative for an object in a different address space. So here we have to take some NX proxy for this purpose we need to call this kind of proxy as an ambassador. Okay, and coming to the second one, a virtual proxy. If we have 4 types of proxies already, the client wants to access some methods in real subject. Then client will send request to the proxy. It will make request to real subject, and there are 4 kinds of proxies is there. The first proxy is remote proxy, second one is virtual proxy, third one is a protection proxy, fourth one is a smart reference. Coming to the first proxy, it provides a remote proxy represents it supports a local representative for an object in a different address space. Coming to the virtual proxy, it creates expensive objects, in the sense very costly objects on demand. Coming to the protection proxy, what it controls, what it access to the original object. And coming to the fourth one is smart reference. A smart reference is a replacement for a exposed pointer. What we have to be that performs the additional actions when an object is accessed. In the sense, it is a replacement for a bare pointer that performs additional actions when an object is accessed. So typically our users include here some counting the number of references to the real object so that it can be freed automatically when there are no more references, also called as smart pointers. So we are using here a loading a persistent object into memory when it is first referenced. So we are checking that the real object is locked before it's accessed to make sure that no other object can change it. And coming to the structure representation, this is the structure, how those classes and objects, how to interact, how to correlate to carry out their particular responsibilities. The client and subject is the class request. The subject class we have to be extended, declared as real subject proxy, and here it returns real subject. It tends to a request of some function. Here a possible object diagram also is there. This is the object diagram. This is the possible object diagram of a proxy structure at runtime. Especially here look at this, a client subject is a client, okay, and coming to the middle of that one, a proxy, that's nothing but real subject. It tends to gives to real subject. What this example, in the sense, the client wants to access some methods in real subject, then the client will send request to the proxy object. It will make request to real subject, and there are some different kinds of proxies are available. And coming to the participant, how those classes and objects how to participate to carry out their particular responsibilities here. And coming to show proxy, already we know the proxy is one of the object. It provides a surrogate or placeholder for another object, whatever we need to control and access to it. Proxy means in place of, or we are representing, or on behalf of. Okay, proxy, image proxy. Image proxy we are studied at class diagram illustration, the above example in more detail we seen. It maintains a reference that lets the proxy access the real subject. It refers to a subject if the real subject and subject interfaces are the same. Here what it provides an interface identical to subjects so that a proxy can be substituted for the real subject. So we need to control access to the real subject, and it may be responsible for creating and deleting it. So other responsibilities depend on the kind of proxy. The first one, remote proxies, are very responsible for encoding a request and its arguments, and for sending the encoded request to the real subject in a different address space. So the virtual proxies may cache additional information about the real subject so that they can postpone accessing it. And coming to the third one, protection proxies, it will check whether that the caller has the access permissions required to perform a request or not. And coming to the second key point, subject in the sense a graphic. It defines the common interface. Intermediary act as an interface for real subject and proxy, so that a proxy server can be used anywhere a real subject is expected. And coming to the real subject is nothing but an image. What it defines? The real object that the proxy represents. And coming to the collaboration section, how to collaborate those classes and objects to carry out their particular responsibilities here. Proxy actually forwards the proxy server it's an another object to control access to it. This forwards request to real subject when it is suitable, it depending on the kind of a proxy. Coming to the consequences in the sense it describes the results of whatever we need to applying this particular pattern. So here the consequences tells us to you the proxy pattern introduces a level of indirection, and it will says to you when we are accessing an particular object. The most important key points here, the consequences what it depending on the kind of proxy. A remote proxy can hide the fact that an object resides in a different address space. So a virtual proxy can perform optimizations such as we are creating an object on demand. So both protection proxies and smart references, it allows additional housekeeping tasks when an object is accessed. These are the very key important points to the subject. The additional indirection has many uses. We are depending on the kind of proxy. So here there's another optimization that the proxy pattern can hide from the client. It's called copy on write, and it's related to creation on demand, and we can say copying a large and complicated objects, it can be very expensive operation. So if the copy is never modified, then there is no need to incur this cost. By using a proxy server to postpone the copying process, we make sure that we pay the price of copying the object only if it is modified. Okay, and coming to make sure that to make copy on write work, the subject must be reference counted. So copying the proxy will do nothing more than increment this reference count. So only when the client requests an operation that modifies the subject, that the proxy server actually copy it. In that case, the proxy must also decrement the subject reference count. So when the reference count goes to 0, the subject gets deleted. What the main intent here? Copy on write can reduce the cost of copying heavyweight subjects significantly. Okay, copy on write can reduce the cost of copying heavyweight subjects significantly. Okay, it is the main concept of consequences of proxy design pattern. In further video, we will discuss implementation section, noun uses section, and finally related patterns of proxy design pattern. Up to now, till thank you ma, one and all.